Well, hello. This is Mike. NoStressMike.com. Oh man, I tell you, I think that swamp is starting to get warm now. I think they're turning the heat up, and there's a lot of talk. The politicians are talking. It's coming up to primaries, and they may. I didn't like the idea they're going to have to vote on stuff. I didn't like that. But the thing that kind of rings a little bell in my head is, okay, they're going to have to say stuff. They're going to have to. The politicians, they can't ignore it now. I mean, the politicians are talking about what's going on in the swamp. Well, I'll put it this way. The old-timers, the real snakes, they're not really saying anything. But the young ones, they seem to be speaking up. I'm kind of proud of them. And that might be the trick. Everybody pretty much got a fill of the one investigation that's going on, investigating something that there isn't anything there to investigate, and they're finding out the people that are doing the investigating, it's all political motivated, and we already know about all the corruption that's been going on that's politically motivated. A lot of people been sticking their hands in that jar, that cookie jar, and I think there's enough new people in there that it's going to kind of stir everybody. And like I say, with the primaries coming up, there's going to be more new people in there, and they're going to be talking stuff, and the old snakes are going to have a hard time surviving that kind of talk. And so maybe these old ones are going to be retiring. The funny thing is, retiring isn't going to get them. It's not going to get them out of it. They screwed up big time. And I think what's going to happen is something is going to have to be done. And the problem is, once they open up that can of worms, there's going to be a lot of them that are going to be really in deep trouble. Criminal is going to be the least of their worries. Criminal activity. We've gone way beyond unethical. I mean, this is criminal now. That's going to be the least things they're going to have to be concerned about. It's going to be they're going to have to the new folk, the new politicians, the ones that don't quite understand all the rules. You know, you do this, or you're not going to get on you're not going to have any power. You're not going to be able to bring up any bills or stuff like that. You have to kind of go along to get along, you know. So, and the new guys probably won't be doing it, and it's going to be a strange situation that's coming up. And once it starts going, you're going to see it's getting more and more. It's funny. I liked it when they were talking. It's not just one politician. I saw a video, something about putting Hillary in jail or something. I don't know what it was. But once they start looking into this stuff, a lot of people in Washington had their hands in each other's pockets all the time. And they were all not only getting in each other's pockets, but like I say, they were getting in our pockets, we the people. And it's not going to be a good thing. And it looks like I say, criminal activity will be, if they're lucky, they might get out of that with the political, with the criminal activity. And these, not just the elected politicians. I mean, we're talking about all of the officials and bureaucrats. What I heard, they even said that there's no way that the FBI can check the FBI. So they're looking at different ways that they're going to be able to investigate all this stuff and be able to come up with charges. And like I say, there's going to be some treasonous activity that's going to show up. And then once that starts, people will be pointing fingers. They're all going to be connected. And I think when this swamp gets drained, it's going to be a fast draining. And I'll tell you, this is such an exciting time to be an American. For me, if they can go on and do like it sounds like it's going to happen, if they can continue doing this, it's going to make my job a lot easier, because when I'm in foreign countries, having to defend the corrupt officials and bureaucrats in the United States government it's hard. I cannot defend them. And normally, because they continue doing such bad things, I just take it for granted. It's a New World Order kind of thing. And it may be. And hopefully, when the treasonous stuff starts coming up, they're going to start poking their fingers at people that are not in the administrations and in official positions. They're going to start poking their fingers overseas. And I mentioned a long time ago, I had made some videos talking about Guatemala. Guatemala started prosecuting their president and vice president for all the corruption that they had. And it's hard to stop it in Guatemala. And the reason is the United States is involved in a lot of this stuff. And so a lot of the overseas corruption is spillover from the United States. And hopefully this will start bringing all this to the light of day. And then, like I say, I can be proud and say the United States is cleaning up their act. And like I say, that's why you don't hear me getting involved in other countries' political stuff, because I understand that somewhat the United States officials are involved in it some way or another. And I'll tell you, and I knew something was going on, because President Trump, he can't tell us, we the people, everything that's going on. Behind the scenes, things are going on. I've known it. I do the same thing in business. It's not what you see. What you see is the results of what I've prepared, I've been preparing for. And that's exactly what President Trump has been doing. He's been preparing. He's been, every time they get after him, what did I mention? Time to take names. That's what he's been doing. He's been taking names. He's put this puzzle together. He's already got all the pieces, and he just needs to kind of put the pressure on the right people, and things are going to happen. What I'm really hoping for, and this is where you and I are involved, it's not Washington only. We have to clean up our own states. And when we start cleaning up our own states, that's when you're going to see things start changing. Not only at the state level, but like I say, even at our local county levels and stuff like that. We've got we've got so many snowflakes that are in positions that they shouldn't be in. And they're going to be weeded out. They're all going to come out. And it's the easy way to see it is look at how they do things, and there's a moral way of doing things. And they've all taken an oath to the Constitution. So, and that's even going to make it even better to show that our Constitution is able to weed out all the bad crap when it starts getting out of hand. Because I've always said, I'm not in favor of a revolution because we're already in a revolution. The snowflakes, the communists, the socialists, New World Order people, they're the ones that think they have control of the United States. We send our militaries to far-off lands to fight. Is it fighting for the United States? We'll find out. And so, like I say, once this stuff starts going, you're going to see all kinds of nasty stuff. And I'll tell you, I am so proud of this country. I'm so proud of our forefathers that had the foresight to give us the tools to make this stuff happen. This is why I'm such I get real short-tempered and nasty when people start coming after the Constitution and everything about the Constitution. We've already lost our free speech. We lost that with political correctness. And I've said before, people coming to the United States, they come here to become Americans. We don't want them bringing their crappy lifestyle that they had and bring it here to the United States. That we do not need. And that's when I was talking about, I made a video talking about the United States becoming a third world country. We were allowing all the bad shit to come in here and bring their bad shit. And what they don't understand is we, the people, will take care of it ourselves if we have to, providing we have our tools. And our tools, one of our tools, is firearms. And that's why I'm big on the firearms. And to keep that, we need like what I talk about, three-man militias. Three-man militias where we're able to take care of our own house and neighborhood and local community. Because like I say, we've just been getting lazier and lazier expecting the government to do all this stuff. And no, we have to do it. And just by going through the steps of, just like President Bush, if we act like we are doing all this stuff, it puts the fear in them. It's like President Bush or President Trump. He goes to the steps like he's ready to kick some ass. That doesn't mean he has to, but he's ready. Now we're back to the three-man militia. These are things we need to work on. And I got hundreds of videos talking about that, and I'll put the link down below on that too. Because this is the time we can do it. I mean, we've been pushed too far, and even the good politicians, what little bit of good politicians we have in office, elected ones, they're figuring out they need to step up. And we all need to step up. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.